Professor Sweezy. Is this chapter 9?
Chapter 9.
Chapter 9, problem 1. Is there only one problem?
There are two.
Two problems. Okay,
Yes.
problem 1. Take 1 in 5.
Okay, let's look at the standard variances as applied to direct material variance and direct labor variance. DM stand for direct material and DL stand for direct labor. So we'll cover the direct material variances, that is the price variance, and usage, efficiency or quantity variance. These are used interchangeably. They mean the same thing. Again, usage, efficiency or quantity variance, they are used interchangeably. And then I want, for the standard quantity, I just want to define what standard quantity is, because we need that, okay? The standard quantity is the standard input allowed for the actual output, okay? The input we're talking about is either direct labor or direct material. With that, let's tackle this problem, okay? So we have here direct material price variance. That's the formula. You have it in your slides. So it's either actual quantity times the actual price minus actual quantity times the standard price, or you can have actual quantity as a common factor, and then we focus on the difference here on the result between parentheses here, actual price minus standard price, okay? Now, let's do it, okay? So what is the actual quantity times the actual price is given 76,000 minus what is the actual quantity here? Actual quantity is 95, actual quantity of direct material purchase, okay, times 1, which is the standard price, okay? Now, this is equal to 19,000 and favor, okay? Why? Because the actual cost is less than the actual quantity times the standard price, okay? Another way to do it is to calculate the actual price, okay? And then we can calculate it. What is the actual price? It's going to be what? It's going to be 76,000 divided by 95,000. That's 0.8 dollars per pound. Okay? Now, using this formula, the second formula then is going to be what? Actual quantity is going to be 95,000 times 0.8 minus 1, which give us the same thing again. You see here 0.8 is the actual cost or actual price per pound, okay, which is less than what the standard calls for, which is $1 per pound. That's why it's favorable, okay? It's going to be 19,000 favorable, okay? Note that here, the price when calculating the direct material price variance, the actual quantity means the actual quantity purchase, not used, because remember that the entity responsible for direct material price variance is the purchasing department, whereas the actual quantity used here is the quantity used in production, because this is the responsibility, the direct material usage variance is the responsibility of the production manager, okay? So now, let's switch our attention to the direct material usage or efficiency variance. So we have the standard price, which is given here. Standard price is $1 per pound. And then the actual quantity used, they're telling us, is 102,500 minus, what is the standard quantity here? The standard quantity is what? The standard input allowed for the actual output, right? So the standard quantity is going to be equal to what? That's going to be 100. We allowed 100 pounds for each unit produced, for each unit of output produced. And then given that our production consists of 1,000, then this is our standard quantity, pounds. Okay, minus 100,000 pounds, and you get clearly here we used more than what the budget calls for, okay? 1 times here, okay? Which is, then this is how we get our unfavorable variance, which is, how much is it? 2,500 unfavorable. Okay, now let's switch our attention to the direct labor price variance. When it comes to direct labor, price or rate variance are used interchangeably. They mean the same thing. Okay, so let's do the direct labor rate variance or price variance. So we have 12,000. It's given $12,000 minus 4,475 times 24. Okay, which is going to be equal to 600 unfavorable. Again, U stand for unfavorable, F stand for favorable. Okay, then let's calculate now the direct labor efficiency variance, which is going to be equal to the standard price, which is the standard rate. Standard price or standard rate are used interchangeably. They mean the same thing. Okay, times the 475, which is the actual quantity of labor used, direct labor used, minus the 500, which is what the standard called for, okay, which is $600 favorable. Again, here the standard quantity is the standard input allowed for the actual output. Okay, what is the standard input here? So the standard input is 0.5 labor hours here. How did you get 500? Okay, that is 0.5 times 1,000. Okay, we allow 0.5 labor hours, direct labor hours, for each unit of output produced. Given that our actual output consists of 1,000, then our standard quantity of direct labor allowed for the actual output is 500. Okay, then here, for example, if we are to calculate the total flexible budget variance for the direct labor, is going to be 600 plus unfavorable plus 600 favorable. Is going to be 0 variance. That's the flexible budget variance for direct labor, flexible budget variance. How about this one? What is the direct material flexible budget variance? So we have 19,000 favorable and then 2,500 unfavorable. Then the total flexible budget variance, direct material flexible budget variance, is going to be 19,000 minus 2,500. We net them out. We get 16,500 favorable.